In this video we will go through review questions for chapter 2.1 to 2.4. Question 1. What is central tendency and why is it important in statistics? We know central tendency refers to statistical measures that represents the center or typical value of a data set. It is important because it helps summarize and describe the main characteristics of a data set and making it easier to understand and interpret. What are three common measures of central tendency for quantitative data and how are they calculated? The three common measures of central tendency for quantitative data are mean, median, and mode. Mean is calculated by summing up all values and dividing by the number of data points, or the number of sample size. Median also the middle value when data is arranged in a descending order. Also, we can get the mode as the most frequent occurring value in a data set. Question number 3. How do you calculate the mode for qualitative or categorical data? To calculate the mode for qualitative data, simply identify the category that appears most frequently in a data set. It is the category with the highest frequency. Question number 4. What is the significance of the median in a skewed data set? The median is less affected by extreme values and outliers than the mean. Therefore, makes it more robust measure of central tendency in skewed data sets. Explain the concept of a frequency distribution table for qualitative data. A frequency distribution table for qualitative data lists the categories or values in a data set along with the frequency and count of each category. It provides an organized way to summarize and display categorical data. Number 6. What is histogram and how is it used to visualize the distribution of quantitative data? A histogram is a graphical representation of distribution of quantitative data. It divides the data into intervals or bins and shows the frequency of data points within each interval using bars. Histograms help visualize the shape, spread, and central tendency of a data set. Question number 7. When is a bar chart more appropriate than a histogram for data visualization? In the note, we learned that a bar chart is more appropriate than a histogram when dealing with qualitative or categorical data, and it displays the frequency or count of different categories, whereas a histogram is used for visualizing the distribution of quantitative data. Question number 8. Describe the characteristics of a right-skewed distribution and provide an example. In the right-skewed distribution, the tail of the distribution is on the right, and most values are clustered on the left. This occurs when outliers or extreme values are higher than the majority of data points. An example is a distribution of income where a few individuals earn significantly more than the rest. Also here in the picture, it shows the right skewed distribution has always higher or greater mean than median, and it's because mean always follows the extreme values. Question 9. How does the shape of a normal distribution differ from other distributions, and why is it important in statistics? A normal distribution is a symmetric and bell-shaped. It is important in statistics because many statistical tests and methods assume that data follows a normal distribution. Deviation from normality can impact the validity of these tests, making it crucial to assess the distribution of data. Here we see a normal distribution, and a bell-shaped data where mode, median, and mean, they all overlap on the center of the data. Question number 10. Suppose you're tasked with calculating the weighted mean for a set of exam scores for a class of 30 students. However, the exam scores are on a curve and each student's score is weighted based on their current grade, point average, or GPA. The weights are as follows. Students with GPA between 3.5 and 4 receive weight of 0.2. Students with GPA between 3 and 349 receive a weight of 0.15. Students with a GPA between 2.5 and 2.99 receive a weight of 0.1. Students with a GPA below 2.5 receive a weight of 0.05. The exam scores are as follows. 5 students with scores of 90, 10 students with scores of 85, 8 students with scores of 78, and 7 students with scores of 70. Calculate the weighted mean of the exam scores for this class. We first will get the weighted scores for the entire students, for the entire scores. We know 5 students got 90 and the scores of 90 received the weight of 0.2. So the weighted score for these 5 students getting 90 is 90. And 10 students got 85 and the score receives a weight of 0.15 and so on and so forth. We can calculate by multiplying the weight and number of students and the score and so on and so forth. Once we got all the weighted scores, we can add up these weights to get the final weighted score. Now we need the sum of weights, where we can calculate by multiplying the number of scores by the weight of scores. Now we can get the total sum of weights. In order to get the weighted mean of the exam, we can simply divide the total weighted score by sum of weighted score. By the sum of weights, which gives us the weighted mean of the exam scores. Thank you so much. We'll see you in next video.